Fauchagoo ye Olde Scots the Celtic podcast. Today's podcast is dedicated to a friend of the Gaelic-speaking world, and mine, Muriel Fisher. On today's podcast, we will have Lesson 17 of our beginner's Gaelic course. It's all about like, as, it's a bunch of useful vocabulary, and a brief history of Clondonald in Part 2, the Viking era, and a special video I made especially about Muriel Fisher a couple years back. Today's music will be from Rachel Walker, Kathleen McInnes, Jamie McGeekin, the Selkie Girls, and Anna Vorok. Lots of Gaelic music. She'd have loved that. Alright, enjoy. Learn the history of Gaelic songs as you learn to sing them. Gaelic and English lyrics are provided to give you a deeper understanding of the song, to guide you when you're learning, or just sit back and enjoy these beautiful songs. Welcome to Learn a Gaelic Song. Today's song is Son of Bruadar Maror, and it's by Rachel Walker. It means I dreamed last night of, and this song is about a sailor who begrudgingly leaves his beloved. And as depression sinks in, he thinks of all the things that separated them. He is sad because she was enticed away from him, but no matter what she has, he has no bad words for his love. Now, this scenario probably is played out all too many times in the Scottish Isles and along the coast. For the sea is the work, and relationships often suffer for it. I like to think that true love is strong enough. It pulls home the prospect of reconciliation and rekindled romance. I'm just a romantic. Remember, Gaelic's at the top, English at the bottom. Get ready.
tar mi ost Celtic history brings you the tales of the land, castles, warriors, heroes, legends, and customs that have created the rich, vibrant, and sometimes strange and wonderful history of the Celtic world.
A Brief History of Clan Donald. Part 2, The Viking Period. The forefathers of Clan Donald remained in the west as rulers of Argyll, but in the 9th century the Viking tide engulfed them. And during the confusion of the Norse period, the thread of ancestry claimed by the clan genealogists became indistinct and incapable of substantive proof. After colonizing the northern Isles of Orkney, the Norsemen settled in the two Atlantic archipelagos of the Inner and Outer Hebrides, establishing Viking stations from which to conduct their summer raiding, and marrying the local population. From this mixed race, the later clans of the Western Isles evolved. At the Battle of Clontarf in 1014, a Viking army was defeated outside Dublin by the great Irish hero Brian Boru, and the independent power of the Hebridean Norse diminished considerably. The Western Isles came within the sphere of the Kingdom of Man, the powerful earldom of Orkney, which during the 11th century also exercised an influence over events in northern Scotland. Towards the end of the 11th century, the Norwegian king Magnus Baerlegs formally annexed the Hebrides and the southern half of the Kintyre Peninsula. And they remained tributaries of Norway for 150 years.
Brú
Sometimes you can see a glimpse of our Celtic past if you just look around. Our Celtic influence is felt around the world, in places we live and the things we do and the people we encounter. An example of that influence is a wonderful woman who has dedicated her life to teaching her native Scottish Gaelic. She is a University of Arizona research scientist who has been honored for her work for the Gaelic cause in an unlikely outpost of the language, the U.S. city of Tucson, Arizona. Now her name is Muriel Muriel, which means White Sea in the Gaelic. She is a crofter's daughter from the Isle of Skye, an area called Glendale. Now, she didn't learn English until she was 6 years old, when she went to school. Now, her father came from the Isle of Harris in the Outer Hebrides, and her mother was from the Isle of Skye. So the Gaelic you learn from her is authentic Gaelic still spoken in the islands to this day, not the boring by-the-numbers Gaelic learning you get from a book. Muriel Fisher makes it exciting and fun to learn Gaelic. A day or two in her class at an immersion weekend is a blast. Now, Muriel Fisher, who works in an area best known for its arid climate, has just been awarded the Excellence in Community Linguistics Award from the Linguistic Society of America. Ms. Fisher has been teaching Gaelic there for many years, privately in her Tucson Gaelic Institute. But since 2008, she has been working with various linguists at the university. Muriel has been teaching Gaelic in Tucson and around the world for over 20 years. During that time, over 1,000 students have come to appreciate and love her native language. She is an integral member of ACGA, which is the Gaelic Society here in America, and she teaches summer courses at Solmarostig, the Gaelic College on the Isle of Skye. Now, her award recognizes the outstanding contributions that members of language communities, typically outside the academic sphere of professional linguists, make for the benefit of their community's language. Muriel's years of experience teaching Gaelic have helped her develop her own sets of Gaelic educational materials, designed to be self-contained. Each level builds on the previous one. Included in the packets are textbooks, works, and CDs, as you would expect. It's just like being in her class, and she makes it fun. She's great. If you ever get a chance, check out the ACGA website and find out a place where she'll be. She is always constantly teaching. Matter of fact, this summer she's teaching on the Isle of Skye. That'd be cool. An excuse to go to Scotland.
My name is Muriel Fisher, and I come from the Isle of Skye, Fernichgure on the Isle of Skye in the Hebrides in Scotland. I teach Scottish Gaelic at CLP, and I've been teaching it for, I think, something like possibly 18, 19 years. And I continue to do it because I'm just interested in meeting the people who have an interest in my native language. At Critical Languages, where I teach at the University of Arizona, one of the reasons that people like to take languages there, actually, just to be broad for a second, is that the classes are smaller. And that's been a frequent remark that I've heard over the years. Scottish Gaelic is a dying language and it needs some help. And so people who take it, they're not only learning a fascinating and old language that links them back to the Celts, but they're also helping keep a language alive and keeping it in the consciousness of the people. People who learn it learn to think a bit differently, because if they speak English or French, Italian, the Romance languages, they are structured somewhat similarly, but Gaelic is different. And there are little things about it. For example, we can't say yes, we can't say no, and there is no word to have. So you can't have anything. And that creates a whole interesting set of circumstances for people to learn. And I might find that quite entertaining. But people love to go to Scotland because Scotland is such a beautiful country, and there's a mystical quality to the islands, particularly, that makes people wish to return there. And I don't think it's just me. coming, of course, from the most beautiful island of them all, the Isle of Skye.
Tucson couple in their 70s, two beloved educators, tragically died last month in New Mexico. Those who knew them are still shaken.
9 on your side's Ryan Fish has what we know so far.
A tragic ending for Muriel and Paul Fisher. The couple from Tucson's bodies were pulled from the Rio Grande near Truth or Consequences, New Mexico on Father's Day. The local sheriff telling media there's no suspects sought or danger to the public, but an investigation is underway.
This is a sad ending to a great woman and a great life.
It's another Burns love poem. A bonny wee thing, canny wee thing, lovely wee thing, wert thou mine. I would wear thee in my bosom, bonny wee face of thine. Wistfully I look and languish in that bonny wee face of thine, that my heart sounds with anguish, lest that wee thing be not mine. Wit and faith and love and beauty in all consolation shine. To adore thee is my duty, goddess of the soul of mine. Wistfully I look and languish in that bonny wee face of thine, and my heart sounds with anguish, lest that wee thing be now mine. Bonny wee thing, canny wee thing, lovely wee thing, wert thou now mine. I would wear thee in my bosom, goddess of the soul of mine. I would wear thee in my bosom, lest that wee thing be now mine. Bonny wee thing of mine. Thank you. Thank you.
You have seen content from Olde Scot before, but this is special. This new book of mine is a work from my heart. So please watch the video. It is my hope that you'll buy the book and love it as much as I do. And thank you for watching Olde Scot. The West Highland Way in Scotland is a hiking dream for Jamie MacDonald and his daughter Neve. His upcoming divorce has made it impossible for him to make ends meet on his inadequate pay as an armored truck driver. When his daughter dies in a car accident, his whole world is torn apart. What would you do to fulfill your dead daughter's dream when you have nothing left to live for? The West Highland Way by Jeffrey MacDonald. Scottish Gaelic is native to the Gaels of Scotland. Scottish Gaelic developed out of the Old Irish, and learning this beautiful language can be a direct link to your Gaelic ancestors. Follow along in Fecamich Beckin Gaelic, and like I said, let's try a little Gaelic. Fáilte Ye Olde Scots, Introduction to Scottish Gaelic. Kimra Hula Dunya, how is everyone? Alright, check it out. You already know how to say, welcome to and how is everyone? Now please remember that I am not an authority on the Gaelic language, I just love learning it and want to pass it on to you. What I present comes from well-respected Gaelic teachers, so I hope you will find it interesting, informative, and fun. And as always, I display everything on the screen so you can follow along. Kersh Maha. All right then. Get ready.
We're going to be in lesson 17, so we're getting close to wrapping this up. We're talking about some useful vocabulary. Stuff like as, meeting, teaching, stopping, some simple commands, things like that. And it's all just to help us make more complex sentences or even understand what we see when we see more complex sentences. All right, we'll start with like and as. Mar is like. Marku, like a dog. Mardunia, like a man. Gian marshoe, do it like this. Gian marshuet e, do it like that. Marshin rishin, and so we ran. It's a kind of an idiomatic phrase. It shows you that sometimes it's not always so prevalent. Or anyway, we move on to teaching and meeting. I make note of the imperative and the verbal noun, but Kunyik is meet, a kunyik meeting, and a kunyiv, a meeting. Ben Cheshik, a teacher, which a female teacher. Fir Cheshik, a male teacher. Cheshik means teach. A Cheshik, teaching. Yansik, learn. Achyansikik, learning. All right, move on to behind and stop. Cool or kulev is back or behind. Cool, behind. Cool indoors, behind the door. Mohul, behind me. Dohul, behind you. Cool Mari, behind Mary. Skewer, stop. Skewer ye, stop it. All right. Move on to just, go, and come. Kind of simple commands. You got Jerik, which is straight or just. Jerik minich, just a minute. Jerik graim, just a bite. Shuit, which is go on or go away. Shuitiv, that's go on or go away for a plural. It means for more than one person. Truit, come here, or truitive, come here, plural, for more than one person, of course. All right, we're going to move on to row and show. Of course, one aspirates and one doesn't. Row, two, row hey, row is too hot. Row ur, too cold. Row ata, too long. Cho, which is so. Cho, che, so hot. Cho fur, so cold. Cho fada, so long. All right. We're going to move on to na. Now, you've seen na used to make words plural. Example, na broken means the shoes. Na muken, the pigs. But na has another meaning. It means don't. Na ich, don't eat, or na shall, don't look. So keep your eyes out for that one. Okay, we've got a few vocabulary words for you. Got bornak, which is woman. Chain, which is fire. Che, which is hot. Fur, which is cold. Muk, which is pig. And boksa, which is box. And as always, we got those 6 sentences for you to translate into English, a little practice. So we'll start off with number 1. Va en bornach a Cheshik ansen school. 2. A veil en chain rohe. 3. Gian boxa marsho. 4. Na ichia vuk. 5. Ha en board mohul. 6. Shuit. Vimi jerek minich.
throne, Malach Modown, Michel Laska the Gown, Market Vallen along, Mission needing a sing, me down, march me kring,
If you're already a subscriber to the E.L. Scott YouTube channel and enjoy the variety of interesting videos and podcasts that we produce weekly, then you should join us on the E.L. Scott Facebook group. Not only do you get all the great videos you already enjoy, but so much more. Come and connect with your Celtic community here on E.L. Scott Facebook group.
Goodbye, Apple Baby. Masha Weave.
Goodbye, everybody. But I'm going to let you go with a song.
Stars sail over the reefs of moonshine, under the skies of fall, north, northwest, the stones of Pharaoh, under the Arctic fire, over the seas of silence, hauling on frozen roads, for all my days remaining, would north be true. All colors bleed to red, asleep on the ocean's bed, drifting in empty seas, for all my days remaining, oh, would north be true. Why should I cry for you? Sometimes I see your face. The stars seem to lose their place. Why must I think of you? Why must I? Why should I? Why should I cry for you? Why would you want me to? What would it mean to say that I loved you in my fashion? Oh, what would be true? Why should I? Why should